To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Councilmember Matt Watkins.
Here.
Councilmember Bill Earl.
Here.
Mayor Bill Reinhardt.
Here.
Councilmember Larry McCon.
Present.
And Vice Mayor Rick Johns.
Here. Public comments. We are going to have the public hearing later on the work and office schedule, so if you have comments about that, we'll save it for then. So no public comments, we'll move on to item 4, presentation. So for that, we're going to do a couple recognitions. You want to help me? Yes, sir. We've got Smitty's Pizza. Do you guys want to come up? And then I think Dave, you come from Brian for the Knights of Columbus. So you go. Let's go down here.
Brian's our deputy grand knight, so I invited him to.
Then this one is for the Knights of Columbus, and this is for Smitty's. If you guys want to come down, is to recognize you guys for the Thanksgiving meal you guys put together every year.
We'd like to thank you because it's a wonderful thing what you do. I know that when you deliver, and you go to homes when people have oxygen and you can't get out and they can't do anything, and we appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
And all that you do to these local businesses, these people are working. We make sure that there was meals for them.
Not to mention you have your own
Thank you.
families that you
Too.
give up the
Yeah.
day for, so.
Yeah, and you put a lot of time and work into that.
We served out in an hour and a half this year.
Nice.
So next year we were literally out of, and everyone except for 2 meals came and picked up all of their meals. So we were out in an hour and a half. So we could easily do 400 next year. So
So how many did you end up this year?
it was a little over 300.
315.
Yeah.
315.
And then we cooked, ended up being 32 turkeys. 175 pounds of potatoes, stuffing, I don't even know, there was a ton. And then, beans and that stuff, we went through 12 number 10 cans of each. And everything was donated and then, we donate our money back, which we donated to the Backpack Buddies for over Christmas, so the kids could have food, extra food for over Christmas.
That's so wonderful.
So,
I want to thank you.
Yeah.
You guys do wonderful.
thank you. Yes, you, thank you.
Thank you.
Rick came and delivered food too. So.
Now, the fire department.
Did the city doing something as well?
Oh,
Yeah, we'll turn it over to Scott, he has a presentation as well.
okay. I don't even.
Well, you didn't have that many years, did you?
On behalf of the Bronson Fire Department, I'd like to recognize Assistant Chief Larry McCon for 50 years of service to the Bronson community. This presentation acts as on behalf of all of the firefighters, and the Wiki family made a plaque for it so that Larry can display that in his home.
Wow.
Well, I'd like to say that, of course, I'm humbled, but it has been a real pleasure to be a team that we are. There's no one person that's quote outstanding. We're just a big team. And I'm proud to be part of that for this many years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks, Lori.
And thank all the firemen and women for their service as well. Okay, consent agenda, Brandon?
Couple of resolutions on there. One is setting your meeting schedule for the year, and then the PA 152 opt-out, which is for the hard cap on the health insurance. We still have two employees that are under that hard cap, so we still need to opt out annually. Any questions?
Motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passed. Okay, new business. We need to go into the public hearing now? Sure. Something not much more.
I'll make a motion to go to public hearing. Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, we're now in public hearing. Want to discuss the 4-day work week office schedule. Any of the public have anything to say on that?
I'm just Rick Ferguson. I've been a resident for about 20 years and been in business for the 20 years, worked at Haywoods for many years. My problem has always been getting here. And I know they could put a little box outside the door. It's not my cup of tea. I like the idea of the longer hours. It works better for me. I work in Coldwater. I go to work before they open. I get home after they close. And it's always been a very difficult situation. And I like the 410s or working 4 work days where they're extended hours, because there's a lot of us that work 9 to 5. And we're leaving town before you open in the morning. So, in my opinion, I think it's a great thing. I'm sure that anyone that sees that it's not can see where I come from with trying to get here. It can be very difficult. And I had to close my doors and come here. I'm a one-person band now. I run my own barn lot where the old Econo Lodge is in Coldwater. So I don't have someone to keep it open. It's me. So after 5 o'clock is great. I can get in here and take care of that kind of stuff. And sometimes I forget a couple times, and then I'm almost late. Never had my water shut off, but so don't try it.
A quick question for
Yeah.
you. You said you are for the longer hours, but are you against 4 days and being limited to 4 days, or?
No, I think 4 days would be great, would be fine. I think that everybody can find, whatever day works best for you guys. I don't care if it's Wednesday closing or Monday, open Thursday through Friday, that's fine. But it's just having a 6 or 7 o'clock nights is nice.
Understood.
Thank you.
Any more public comments?
I'm
State your name.
James Mahafa. I'm in agreement with 10-hour days. I'm not in agreement with shutting the building down on Fridays. What I would think could work is there's 4 employees here. You could, by seniority or agreement, 10-hour days, 2 people off on Friday, you stay open on Friday, and then 2 people off on Monday. And you still stay open 5 days a week. I don't think we should be going backwards in hours. If somebody made a comment at the last meeting that these old people, including myself, were used to 5 days a week. And, I think 5 days a week is necessary, but you can do 10-hour days, 2 off on Monday, 2 off on Friday.
Any more public comments?
I think everybody probably knows my opinion on it because I sent an email out Friday. But I have talked to a lot of people and questioned them, and I haven't had anybody in town is totally against it. In fact, I just had his name was Dustin Waterbury from 425 Union End, who came in like at 10 till 5 and said, I don't normally get in here, but I'm sick today. And so then I mentioned it to him, and he's all for it. You'd be totally. So that would be great because he can never get in here before 5.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
My thing with 410s instead of 510s is I know the labor could equal out closing this place down one day a week, probably lower the bills too. You know, I mean, electric bill, you got heat bill, you can turn it down lower. Those things save money also.
Any more comment? Okay, so now we go back into regular.
I'll make a motion, we go back into regular session.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, back in regular session.
Mayor Reinhardt, do you want me to read the public comments we received?
Yes, please.
This is from Linnell Ash, Bronson Library Manager. I support the idea of having later hours, at least 4 days a week for the Bronson City Office. It would be very helpful for those who work until 5 p.m. to be able to come in if needed. This is from Sherry Reese at So What. I'm writing this in support of the 410 work week that the Bronson City Office is wanting to implement. It is a sign of the times, and many employers see the benefits for their businesses and for their employees. This would include employees having an extra day off or a 3-day weekend, consequently less paid time off. With an extended 2-hour schedule, residents can stop into the office before or after their workday. Savings on tax dollars allows shortened work week due to less utilities. I think this would be a benefit to all. Terry Kubashik of 520 South Street. I'm writing to express my support for the City of Bronson's proposal to transition to a 4-day work week with extended hours from Monday through Thursday. I believe this change will bring benefits to our community and allow the city to better serve residents. Extended office hours during the work week would offer greater flexibility for residents to access services outside of traditional business hours. Many community members, including those who commute or work full-time, struggle to complete essential tasks during the current schedule. Longer hours would ensure that more people can take advantage of these services at their convenience. This is from Steve Reeve of 227 Compton Street. It is my understanding the city might change and extend the open hours of City Hall. I live here in Bronson and I work very odd hours, so I sleep all day. So I would benefit from those extended hours, making it easier to pay my water bill without losing sleep. Just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there, which is all I have left after paying my last water bill. This is from Diane Hedgecock of 707 East Grant Street. I am aware that there is a discussion regarding a 4-day work week when the city office would possibly put this in effect. I have no problem with this. My suggestion would be that the day would be consistent once it's implemented, such as always a Friday or Monday. It would be too confusing if days were changed once it was implemented. This is from Karen Jo Fisher of A Personal Touch. It has been rumored that there may be a change in hours for the Bronson City Office. I do not live in the city, however, my business is located at 113 West Chicago Street. I have been there in that location for over 15 years. I feel if it would be beneficial, I feel that it would be a benefit affording less expense to the city by changing the hours the city hall is open to the public. And if the hours are well publicized so the citizens and general public are aware, I would not see a problem. Closing 1 day a week and longer hours the other days should not be an issue once citizens adjust, and they will in a small community as ours. I would very much appreciate receiving a calendar/postcard or phone call that I may pick up, as I am not a landowner but rent. I do, however, contact the city office for property tax issues regularly due to preparation of income taxes and the homestead property tax. I would like any change readily available to me so that I may know when to call if needed. Being a business owner in Madison Township Clerk, I certainly understand cutting corners where we can. Thank you for allowing me to put in my 2 cents. This is from Shonda Gordon of Shonda's Hair Chair. and at 245 State Street. After reading the notice on Facebook about City Hall changing hours, I wanted to express my opinion. I agree that changing to a Monday through Thursday schedule with extended hours would be beneficial to our community. I fully support this change. Thank you. This is from Dennis Sikorsky. I've submitted my thoughts on city employees' change of hours to all city council members. I would like those to be shared at the meeting. I am against any change in city employee work schedule. Although I usually make an effort to listen to the city council meetings, as it's extremely hard to attend in person. Here's my community input on city workers going to a 4-day work week. As I mentioned, we are a small community and staff needs to be available to serve the public when needed, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I disagree with the statement that it would help with employee retention. We don't have a high turnover percentage of city employees, so this is a moot point. Longer workdays doesn't necessarily mean the same amount of work is done. As I've seen over the years, productivity decreases with longer workdays. If you were to switch, why would the off day need to be Friday? Maybe a Tuesday is the slowest day in the office, and that should be considered. Has a study been done to see office volume? I know everyone wants a long weekend, but would that be the best for the community? What happens if a water line breaks on a weekday, staff are off, or another emergency? Then they need to come in and earn comp time instead of already being there to fix the problem. Same as if a summer storm hits when staff would be off. What about holidays? If a holiday falls on a weekday, that staff are supposed to be there, then technically the office/workers would only be open 3 days that week. There seems to be a push from a couple of individuals, but I don't feel that this would be a benefit to our community at all and would benefit only a handful of city employees. Resident satisfaction would suffer. We are trying to grow Bronson and get more residents, housing, and businesses to Bronson. And this, I do not feel, is moving in the right direction. Just my thoughts, Dennis Sikorsky. That's all.
Do you have any more discussion?
Oh, yeah. Like Jim Hoffa, my thoughts are, we could have it to where, especially in the office where you have 4 people, one of them could work a Friday once a month and have the following Monday off. That would give them their long weekend anyhow. We could maintain our service for 5 days. I feel that we are a service group, that our main thing is take care of our citizens. I have worked 4-day weeks when I could, and I liked it. And I understand why they would like it. But I can't see letting the community on a Friday have no way to contact somebody, there's a problem in the office. And we would still have at least one person on DPW. Wastewater already said, Jerry said that basically that's what he would do, would be a 4-day week, and they would alternate Fridays. And I see it as beneficial for both the employees and the public, plus the public would be get more benefit out of it, because we would have 5 days that would be extended hours. So I see that as a plus. So it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a win-win. We take care of our customers, and we give more, longer hours, and we'd alternate it. That way, nobody would get stuck with it on a permanent basis. That's my thoughts.
I would agree. I think the longer hours, 5 days a week, and how that alternates works well for the office. I disagree or think that there's gotta be some structure as far as the DPW is concerned, for the fact that 10-hour days this time of year, I don't think is any good. You've got only 8 hours a day left. right? So you got 2 hours that are really of no good use to you. Whereas if you did this in the summertime, now you have some fluctuation, right? To where if it rains all day Monday, maybe Monday's the day you take off and you're working Friday at that point, because right now, if it's Monday through Thursday, it rains all day Monday, you've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days of work that you're gonna get done outside. I don't know if that's a benefit, so I think there's gotta be a little thought as far as the DPW is concerned on that end.
In my original email that I sent to Brandon, I kind of pointed out the same things of why does it have to be Friday? Why could it not be a Monday? Why could it not be a rotating schedule? You know, and I work in a service industry. We're open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You know, we don't get 4-day work weeks. We basically, and I'm an exception because I'm on call 24/7, so it doesn't matter, I'm always working. So I think we look at a trial period. I think we ask the city to put together some kind of a schedule. And I know there's gonna be different ones for the people who work here, than for DPW, than for wastewater, because everybody has a different function. Wastewater is still responsible 7 days a week, so you have a call person going in. But, you know, my concerns were, you know, the same thing at first of, you know, do we really want to do that? And if we're gonna close and go to a 4-day work week, why not Mondays? You know, most of your local restaurants and businesses are closing on Mondays nowadays. If they do a 4-day week. Or they're working weekends and taking Monday as their day off. So I think a rotating schedule would be better than closing the office and going to just 4 days at the office.
I agree with that all the way. I think if we get a good rotating schedule that works for you guys especially, and I know like Matt said, this is a tough time of year, with getting dark so early and.
It would only be a 6 month.
Yeah.
It'd be just like counting this winter time, you go back to 5/8.
Yeah.
You never know when it's gonna snow. You don't know what's gonna happen with it.
Yeah.
And it's a little slower. So it would only be April through September.
That would work for you.
Leaf season, can't pick leaves up in the dark.
Right.
You know, why be here 10 hours during leaf season? I think April through September would be the time frame only for DPW to be on 10s.
But what is your thoughts about that being floating Monday through Friday, for the fact that if you get an all-day rain and you've got a project that you're supposed to do out there?
There's
lost
more
that
than just
day.
projects outside. There's projects inside to do too.
And I'm not disagreeing, I'm just saying,
I mean, you gotta put your time where you can, when it's available. I mean, if we're on a 10 and my plan was to do 2 guys on a Monday, 2 guys on a Friday. No matter what, if we're gonna do the 5 days, we have to have 2 guys on for DPW. Sewer jetting requires 2 men, any street work requires 2 men. That's just what it's gotta be. So, you know, I fill out a thing. We could do the same 2 people on a Monday, same 2 people on a Friday, or we can alternate so everybody gets to work together. So, April through September is the only time that will work for 10-hour days. So. That's how that's what I thought.
glad to hear you say that.
Brandon, what does the office think about doing it how we were thinking with the staying open 5 days and alternating?
Yeah, I think if the 4 days is a non-starter, then I think we can figure out a rotating schedule. That'd be fair.
Yeah,
At least to start with. I mean, maybe we'll see later down the road that it would be better, but I think to start with at least.
I just don't see where a 4-day work week for the office is gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, the majority of the businesses we deal with, municipality businesses, they deal 5 days a week. And if we were totally closed on Fridays, that could be a problem down the road.
I think a lot with Eagle and with the, consent order and everything else right now, I don't think it's a viable option at that point, just for that remark that you made there.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Just out of curiosity, so if the office continued to remain open, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, would it be appropriate for staff to determine hours that we could come in a little early or stay late a little later and get our work done during those like quiet time hours? And still have the coverage in the office open what the regular amount of hours are at this point? Is that acceptable to the council?
I would say no, because you are still just 8 to 5. You're not extending the hours. You're not giving the public, and that was the whole idea of going to 4 10 hours, is to extend the hours for the people that cannot get here during
Gotcha.
that time frame.
I was just curious.
In which that's what all those letters were, pretty much.
Okay.
People
Correct.
wanted to be able to.
I think the later hours, one way or the other,
Either
or a
earlier or
combination
later.
of both, I believe that is the biggest advantage to doing this.
Okay, I was just curious. Oh, sorry.
Again, that's
Kinda
just my
jumped.
opinion.
Yeah, that seemed to be the word from the public. They want the availability. Make any changes, for them to have a later time, an option to get in here. So if there may be changes. we need to look at
And
that.
Tricia, what you're basically saying is if you wanted to come in earlier and then leave earlier, that's something that Brandon takes care of. That's a day-to-day operation. I think what council's looking at here is what the office hours are going to be for the public. How he shifts his people, that's gonna be up to him.
Well, and that's what I was just wondering. I mean, if we continue to be open the same amount of hours from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., like we are currently right now, if that was something that was agreeable or, but I know Matt said,
I think we're looking at the extended hours.
okay.
That's my opinion.
I mean, if we're not looking at extended hours, I think this discussion really isn't needed. I mean, you keep it status quo.
Any more discussion?
I think it's something we need to look into.
Yeah, maybe Brandon can throw together some of his ideas.
Yeah.
and-
Come up with a schedule.
You should have money too, didn't you, Joe?
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah. The only thing is on mine, I'm rotating labors, so everybody works together. It's not so-and-so and so-and-so, and then it's party on Monday, party on Friday, and you're not getting any benefit.
Right.
I'm not gonna be there one day, so I kinda wanna rotate them and keep people working together. Things getting done, everybody's learning from everybody. Days go by.
You're gonna get a lot of calls probably anyway.
I mean, it varies.
Yeah.
It varies a lot. Everybody's got a different talent. There's no sense in putting the same two talents on Friday and the same two talents on Monday. Just shuffle everybody around. The way I've got it set, I would work every Monday through Thursday simply because I'm a supervisor. I gotta do payroll, check buildings every Monday. So therefore, I'm a set schedule. The other three guys, one would work Monday through Thursday, the other two would work Tuesday through Friday. The guy who worked Monday will be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so he would get a 4-day weekend, come in on a Tuesday and work till Friday. So his first week will be a 4-day weekend, second week will be a 3-day weekend. His third week would only be a 2-day because he would get off Friday, have Saturday, Sunday off, be back in Monday. But it rotates each labor every week to a Monday. So, I mean,
Well, that gives them a really long weekend.
yeah, essentially summertime. One does have a child. I told him, I'm like, you get out of work on Thursday, you want to go up north for the weekend, you've now got a 4-day weekend. You don't have to take your time off. You can go, it gives you time. So, granted, there is a short weekend in there that's not going to be fun, but.
See,
That's just normal for what it is now.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
the one downfall to that is you still have paid time off. What is the city policy on that? Is it you use it or you lose it? at the end of the year,
Yes.
Yeah.
you don't carry any over at that point.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're 3 weeks a year, whatever that is, you still gotta use that. You're getting more benefit now because of the 4-day, right? Depending on when you take this, and it could come into problems when you're trying to cover absenteeism.
Yeah.
You know, that's one downfall that I see, because paid time off is paid time off regardless of if you're working 4 days or 5 days. You still get it, it's still given to you, and you're gonna use it or you lose it, so.
Right. Which, and that could fall into an issue as well as to who is on for the Friday. If they take, one of them takes a vacation, now we're only with one man on. So, yeah. Or do he chooses, because we communicate very well, we work very well together with who takes time off and who steps in to cover or fill. You know, say it's so-and-so's weekend to be here, but he wants this Friday off, but he's supposed to work. Maybe they can swap, benefit from the one being off on the Friday, and they just swap for the week, or however. I mean, we are a department to provide for the public. We work together and we make it happen. So,
I don't see where you'd have a problem working this out.
no, absolutely not. Same with Jerry and Adam. I mean, and we've got other people trained to step in if either one of them can be available to do lab. So the options are endless for us down there. I don't see an issue at all.
Plus, you guys might work in the middle of the night.
Yeah, very much so. Really would like to dedicate our 4-man 30 hours, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on these water services. I would like to not pack up all my equipment on a job. Leave my mini over a hole, barricade it, fence it, whatever. So I'm not spending that time in the morning loading up, getting my tools back out to go back down to where I was. I would like to, I mean, our mini locks, he comes out, everything locks up. So the only thing I would go back is trucks and trailers, park them, morning comes, jump in them, get back there. Instead of unloading a mini, constant stuff that doesn't really need to be done.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
It's a lot of work. We're taking a mini up a trailer that pivots and you're running rollers every time you load and unload it. The longer that thing can sit on flat ground, the more usability you're gonna get out of that piece of equipment.
Okay, so Brandon, he's got his schedule already figured, you can put something together and present it to us and.
We've talked about multiple options that way.
Yeah, we can work that out.
Okay, so we don't need to make any motion.
No, that's okay.
Okay. The approved Kiwanis Park Playground project, Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. In July 2024, the city received a Mishta My Neighborhood public amenity grant to fund construction of a new playground at Kiwanis Park. After reviewing 4 proposals, the city selected a design from Snyder Recreation that includes a large play structure, an ADA compliant half ramp, timber boarding, wood mulch, safety surface, and full installation. The highlight of the project is the 42 by 38 Synergy play structure that features multiple slides, climbing features, platforms, and enrichment activities. The updated playground would be built around the existing swing set and springers to maximize the total play area. With a total project cost of $73,899, the grant will fully reimburse all expenses. Purchase and installation of the new playground is pending city council approval, with installation tentatively scheduled for the week of December 16th.
Questions?
Good.
No.
I make a motion to approve the playground project.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Patrick, thank you.
Great job.
Yes, great job.
C, West Michigan Health Insurance Pool Resolution authorizing membership resolution 241218. Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. Staff have been working with the West Michigan Health Insurance Pool regarding health insurance plans they could offer the city to save money while offering comparable benefits. The pool's made up of over 180 schools, municipalities, and colleges that pooled their buying power together to negotiate better health insurance rates. We were able to find a very similar plan to what we currently have with a 8.3% cost savings for the city and our employees. The benefits are comparable or better in most respects. Some highlights include lower co-insurance and out-of-pocket maximums, lowering the exposure for employees. This plan has hearing aid coverage, or hearing care coverages that we don't currently have. The price for urgent care would go down. The price for prescriptions would go up a little bit. And then you get more physical therapy and chiropractic care visits. In total, the plan deductions would be the same. The police union has signed off on the change. So we're looking to switch January 1st. In order to make the switch, the attached resolution authorizing membership must be adopted along with appointing a city representative to the pool board with an alternate. And this resolution appoints the city manager to serve as the representative, with the assistant to the city manager serving as the alternate. And there's one issue I need clarification from them on. So if you can make a motion to approve this contingent upon getting a satisfactory answer from them on their flex spending account.
Quick question on that. I think it's great, getting a savings on that, but I'm sure you probably did this, but it's a question I want to ask. Did you check and just make sure, because sometimes changing plans from one to another, some current doctors are not covered in that? Are there anybody that's gonna be in trouble because they can't go to their doctor because they don't participate with that plan now? Did we do that research to make sure everybody feels okay with the list of approved doctors and everything else?
It's not an HMO, it's a PPO, so you can go to your normal primary care or network. Yeah.
Any more questions?
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution 2412-18 upon the satisfactory contingency that Brandon needs.
Second.
I'm sorry, who was second? Thank you.
All of us?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The approved engineering services sanitary sewer lift stations project, Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor Watkins. In September, we were informed that the city would be receiving, I'm sorry, right. Gotta get used to that. That we would be receiving funds from the state revolving loan fund in the amount of $2.525 million for the construction of 2 new sanitary sewer lift stations and some force main improvements. Those force main improvements would be to relocate the lift station farther down the line. Of that amount, $2.02 million would be a 1% interest loan, and $505,000 would be principal forgiveness. I reached out to Prine and Newhoff since they had already completed some of the design work for these stations. And they provided a proposal of $42,000. And this would also include managing the bid process. We discussed having Avamarsh do the construction oversight work with Prine and Newhoff doing the design work. Avamarsh recommends that, as well as they've done a lot of work into this already and would save a lot. So, yeah, I think Prine and Newhoff would be a good fit for the first phase of the project. Having Avamarsh potentially as the contract manager, and we would do that at the January meeting. So you're just looking at the design services. So
Everybody's getting along between the two companies.
yeah. This is pretty common. Marsh is pretty used to that, especially in Indiana.
Any discussion? No. Motion?
I'll make a motion, we adopt the engineering sanitary services for the sanitary sewer lift station project.
I'll support.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Passed. City staff comments. Steve?
Okay. Not a whole lot this month. Want to thank Smitty's and the PFC to do the Thanksgiving dinner. They did provide some meals to the guys that were working that day. They were delicious. I was one of the ones working. Wanted to say congratulations to Larry for 50 years. We appreciate the dedication. And hope everybody has a good holiday season and New Year's. It'll be New Year's when we come back. So that's all I have.
Joe?
I don't know where October went. It flew by. Lease season was awesome. Credit to the public for getting their leaves out. It was fast. It was very, very fast. Credit to the guys. They worked their butts off. Equipment worked out really well. Some minor repairs along the way, but other than that, I mean, lease season took up most of our October.
Scott? Thank you. Oh, I think I'd just like to take a minute to thank both Larry and Ken coming in as a fire chief, having an assistant and a deputy chief that were there to embrace change, even though at times that can be difficult if you've been doing a particular job a certain way for a very long time. But these two willing to make those changes, update the way that we do things, introducing new systems in the way that we run the department. Without their help, it would have been a very difficult journey for me to start out as your fire chief. And I don't know where the last 7 years has went, but we've worked together great as a team. And we have something very special in this community, in our fire department. To have two people now with 50 years of service to their community is absolutely amazing. We have an amazing group of firefighters, an amazing group of medical people who respond when people are ill or injured. And I think we should all take pride in what we have across the street. So, like I said, I just wanted to say thank you to both those two gentlemen and our firefighters for making my job easy. Thank you.
Brandon, city manager comments?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Reinhardt. Just want to reiterate those thoughts. Congratulations to Larry on 50 years and for Smitty's for their dedication to the community and providing those meals. Just make mention that we did put out a request for qualifications for architectural services for looking at different renovation and a small addition to the police department, whether it be a city hall. That's all I have.
Council comments, Matt?
No, Larry, congratulations. Smitty's, I know that's a big deal. Everybody does that there. I appreciate all the input from the community on the public hearings. We seem to have more and more input as things go by and we have the public hearings, so it's very greatly appreciated. Wish everybody to be safe and have a happy holiday season.
Bill?
Just ditto. Thanks to the Knights of Columbus. Thanks to Smitty's. Joe, your team does great. I mean, they were out there getting leaves up, getting things done. I mean, they were busy. I think our fire department is outstanding. There's a lot of dedication there, a lot of time there. Larry, I'm impressed. You know, that's a lot of dedication. You don't have a lot of that in today's environment. So the guys that do that, thank them very, very much. To our city staff, you guys do great jobs. I know you don't always hear what you want to hear from council, but we do appreciate what you do. And I hope everybody has a happy holiday season and a very safe one.
And Larry?
Well, I can go ditto on all that, other than me. But, now, with Christmas and New Year's coming, hope everybody has a great holiday season. The Smitty's and KC's, what they do is Well, it makes me proud to be Brunson.
Exactly.
Because most towns don't have that. And what we have is special here. Our employees are special. Okay? We started out with a project for going to a 4-day work week, 10 hours. And we're coming out with 5 days of extended hours and people that are gonna have long weekends. So I think it's a win-win situation all the way around on this. DPW, you guys did great on leaves. You guys are doing great on everything you do. So thank you. Remember, winter is here now. That's gonna make your job harder. But everybody needs to be prepared for winter and get back into winter driving mode. Because some of it scared me already with some of the slippery roads. And Ken, thank you. You've done so much for us.
It's been a pleasure to work for, like I said, I've worked for 4 chiefs in my line of work, so and it's been awesome. I wouldn't trade it for anything, so thank you.
That's all I have.
Yeah, hard to top what's been said, but I'd like to add one more to all the firemen's wives, you, and all the rest. We know how dedicated your husbands, your wives, who's ever married, and how much getting up early in the morning, hear them running out, and we're worried about what may happen, you know. I just want to say thank you, and we appreciate what all you go through. You've had a lot of years. You never, Larry's running out of the house at all times of morning and night.
I don't hear anything.
But no, I think there's a lot to be said about all the spouses that are involved, because it's a lot. And Joe, down there by the park, where they're redoing those houses, I stopped by there and talked to them. They're really doing a nice job in those houses, but boy, today, they have all kinds of greatness to say about you and your team. That every time they needed something, you guys were right there for them, and how appreciative they were, and are, I should say. And I want to say thank you to all of you.
That's what we like, Brunson.
And Linnell, got a big project ahead of you, don't you? But this is wonderful. And I wish you all the best in getting this up and going. The Historical Society, what I'm talking. You do a great job at the library. You connect well with the kids, so thank you. And I wish everybody in here a Merry Christmas and be safe.
Rick, I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight. We really like to see a full crowd like this. I know there's a couple different reasons why everybody's here, but it's still nice to see people come, and we invite you back next month for sure. Thanks to everyone in the fire department, but especially Larry tonight, his 50 years, congratulations. I remember when we did that for Ken, what was it, like 20 years ago? Seemed like, yeah, it seemed like a long time ago, but no, I don't think it was that awful long ago. But yeah, if you've ever been around the firemen, they're one big family, and that's not just the guys, it's their wives, it's their kids, they're all one huge family, and it stays with you even when you're not on the fire department anymore. So it's a very special line of work. They see things that nobody's ever meant to be seen. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Even though I've been there and done it myself, I still thank you guys for doing it. And city staff, I also thank you guys. I wouldn't want to do any of your jobs. I like the one I have. So appreciate the hard work you guys do and the feedback you give us, and keep up the good work. And Patrick, kudos to you for another great success in your line of work with this Kiwanis Park project. I think that's a great thing. So thank you very much for that. And Steve, thank you, and all the guys over there. You guys are sometimes the unsung heroes also, and so thank you as well for the stuff you guys do.
I'd also like to thank Dave Maroney. so many times people in the community, no, sorry. It's all in the community and you need something quick and Scott knows with the fire department, we need paint,
Yeah.
And we didn't have to run anywhere but right up there and get what we needed. And we appreciate your business stuff. I mean, the city, everybody, it's just a wonderful business you're giving out to all of us. And I want to say thank you.
What Larry said earlier about being Brunson and being a family and, that makes my job easy. So,
Thank you.
You're part of our lives too.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
For your input. Also.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.